Oh. My bad, guys. Yo, what is up? What is up? Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Hey, we're finally going live at the right time this week. Feels very good. Finally going live at the right time. Noon to 1 today, noon to 1 the rest of the week. Hope you're all doing well. Again, happy Wednesday. Very, very exciting day here today. We've got Braves baseball on the tube. Let's go. For all the Bravos fans that are tuned in. You want to cut me on the side, you can certainly do that because I have the game on right here on my phone, so I will have it on as well. But, yeah, hope you're all doing well. Again, taking your questions, comments. I will – let's see. Never mind. Yeah, taking your questions, comments, whatever it may be. Again, we are just a few days away from South Carolina taking on the Florida Gators. I gave my best bet, my SEC gambling picks today. Again, as you guys can see, I'm rocking the Bravos hat. We got the chop on. Chop on, baby, chop on. Let's go. For those of you that ask whenever I wear all the different hats who my team is, this is my team. I still like rocking hats. I still like rocking all the teams, but this is my team. So literally somebody just texted me about the Braves. So again, taking your questions, comments, whatever. Again, we still got a lot to talk about Gamecocks-wise, taking on Florida. Taking on the Florida Gators. Like I said, I gave my best bet for the South Carolina Florida game. I've got Gators minus 18. And again, Gamecock fans, you might hate me for that pick, and if you do, so be it. But you take a look at the game. I like the matchup. I'm almost more worried offensively, and I know that might sound crazy after South Carolina looks so good. After they looked so good in week 1 against Tennessee, but I don't think Florida is going to let you force feed the ball to Shi Smith again. And South Carolina, who struggled to run the football against Tennessee, just over 2 yards per carry. I don't think the running game will get that much better, if at all, against a tough Florida defense, a tough Florida front. Obviously, we know what South Carolina faces defensively, stopping Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts, stuff like that. But, I think it'll be about a 20-point game. I think Vegas got it right in this one. The line opened up 22, and it's been going down ever since. I mean, the money's been coming in on South Carolina, so which isn't surprising. 22 is a really, really big number. But at 18, I don't know. I see this game again. I'm going to give my prediction on Friday. I'm breaking down the Florida game today for tomorrow's podcast, but I'm thinking of a score. It's probably going to be something like 38-17, 38-20. 41-20, something like that. I don't see how South Carolina is going to stop Florida's offense. Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts connection. They have other weapons offensively as well. Kyle Trask throwing 6 touchdowns in week 1 against Ole Miss. And yes, I understand South Carolina. We certainly hope and believe South Carolina has a better defense than Ole Miss, but I still think Florida's going to have a ton of success. And again, I think it's just going to be a challenge for the Gamecocks to move the football. I mean, again, as high as I was on the offense after week 1, I just think if Florida takes, and again, yeah, you mentioned Grimes, Papa J. Nick, what's up, man? You mentioned Grimes. I mean, if Florida is able to take away Shi Smith, which again, I think any DC worth a damn is not going to let Shi Smith beat their defense. They're going to make Colin Hill in this offense somebody else step up and make the plays. And yes, while I do like Xavier Legette, who else do you have? Who else do you have realistically? I mean, who else outside of Shi do you really have that's a big-time playmaker? So, I mean, I like Colin Hill's game, but there's only so much he can do. And I know people are going to, if Colin Hill does not play well this week, they're going to be clamoring for Ryan Helinski. And I just tell you, I think that's the wrong move. I think that it doesn't matter who is out there right now. Who are they going to throw it to? I mean, who are the weapons on this football team? So I think the offense will probably struggle, unfortunately. And I hate to say that, and I hope I'm wrong. But I don't know. Gators minus 18 just feels right. Gators minus, and that it feels like the only play to me. I would say if you're going to take anything else, believe it or not, I think the under is probably going to be the better play. Because I know we were all jumping on when the over under first came out, and it was 52. I thought over 52 for sure was the play. Now it sits at 57.5, and again, I think there's going to be a little bit of an overreaction to how good South Carolina's offense was week 1, how bad Florida's defense was. I think Florida's defense gets much better. And again, I don't know. I was feeling really good about the offense after the Tennessee game, but as we're getting closer to this game, I'm still just very nervous. Again, if Shi Smith gets taken away, and again, that's much easier said than done. But if Florida's able to take him away, I just don't know what South Carolina does offensively to counter that, to counter punch that. Who do you go to? I mean, who's your go-to guy in that scenario? So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, taking your questions, comments, whatever it may be. I would say I'd take your calls, but I have the Braves game here on my phone. So sorry, guys. I'm going to leave the voicemail line closed. So again, whatever questions, comments you guys have. I mean, again, tomorrow or later today, really, but tomorrow's show, I will be breaking down, obviously, the Florida game, giving my full preview, keys to the game, key matchups, all that good stuff. So if you guys have questions regarding that, obviously, we can jump into that. Also, I'd love to know, what are you guys' predictions? What are you guys' predictions for South Carolina, Florida? How are you guys feeling? I know how I feel in the game. How do you guys feel about the game? How do you guys feel about South Carolina's chances on Saturday? I mean, do you feel optimistic? Are you how do you feel about it? I'd love to know. I'd love to know how you guys feel in the game. I mean, am I being too pessimistic here? Like, what's your take on it? So, again, leave your questions, comments, thoughts, all that good stuff. So, here we go. Boom. Let's see. Jonathan Moffrey, who's going to get the first pick of the season? Well, I thought J.C. Horn was going to get the first pick, but damn, I don't know if anybody's going to throw it his way. So I'll probably say Izzy. I think Izzy will get the first pick. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You better get one this weekend. I mean, if South Carolina, if I'm just telling you guys right now, if South Carolina has another game where they're shut out in the turnover department, it'll be ugly. It's going to be ugly. I think your only chance in this football game, is hope Kyle Trask is kind of off, doesn't have a great game, and make some mistakes that keep you in the ball game as far as turnovers. Sorry, guys. Anyways, you got to force some turnovers off Kyle Trask. I think one of the big keys to the game, and just a little spoiler alert for tomorrow, one of the things I was thinking of, I think in this game, the bend but don't break mentality on defense, that's what you have to have. Because I think it's really going to come down to if you can hold Florida to field goals instead of touchdowns, you're going to give yourself a chance. So you've got to be stingy in the red zone. I think red zone defense will be huge in this game. So, I mean, again, it's a tall task. We all know that. But if you can hold them to field goals, at least you give yourself a chance to hang around and maybe make this a fourth quarter game. Chris Sneed, I'm going to say 45-20 Florida. I just don't see our defense stopping Trask and Pitts. That may be the best combo in the SEC. Pitts is the best tight end in the country. I mean, it's insane how good he is. Mark Cottingham says 49-14 Gators. Marion R26, enjoy listening here in Summerville. I'm on my mail route. Appreciate you, Marion. Appreciate you tuning in. Papa J. Nick one says John Dixon for getting the first pick of the year. I mean, I didn't really see John on the field all that much last week. Trip Roach, I have Florida winning 38-20. I think that's very fair. That's kind of around what I'm thinking as well. Let's see. Vol State 41-38 Gators. Boy, that would be a heck of a game. I'd take that just for the entertainment value. Jonathan Moffrey, we send pressure, we can force mistakes. I mean, I will say the only thing about that is I really felt like, and I was talking to my buddy about this, every time we blitzed last week, it felt like something bad happened. I don't know. It felt like something bad happened every time we blitzed. Look at that shit. First pitch of the game, the guy hits a single. How about that? First pitch of the freaking game, huh? And what is it? It's a best of three. Okay, best of three. Philip Carter Harris just hoping it's a close and entertaining game like the game against Tennessee. I don't want to see a blowout. I mean, none of us do. Unfortunately, I think this game has the potential to be that. I mean, obviously, I don't want to see a blowout. I'd love for this. Dude, if you could just make this a fourth quarter game, I would be ecstatic about that. If you can just turn this into a fourth quarter game, I'd be happy about it. And at least you'd be showing some promise, I think, for the season, in the sense of, hey, I think if you can hang with Florida, I mean, you might have a pretty solid team. So, again, taking your questions, comments. I've got the Braves game here on my phone on the laptop. So I will be watching along. You guys want to talk Braves? We can talk Braves too. Whatever it is. So, God, Clemson's going to beat the hell out of Virginia. Well, this game's off to a fantastic start. This game is off to a fantastic start. First and third with nobody out. Great. Gotta love it. I genuinely, dude, I genuinely feel bad for Atlanta sports fans. I really do. I just y'all suffer, man. Y'all suffer unlike anyone else. Trip Roche, you got in the World Series. I mean, it's tough to go against the Dodgers or the Yankees, to be honest with you, for me. I think the Reds are actually a sneaky good team. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll say Dodgers. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't follow it super, super close during the regular season. Yeah. So, Jonathan Moffrey, is Miami a contender or pretender for you? I say pretender. I mean, they're a nice story and everything, but I don't think they're one of the best teams. Okay. All right. 1 out, 7 and third. Okay. Let's see. Valerie Anderson Dreyer, lifelong Braves fan. 90s had tickets 8 rows behind home. The 90s were insane. Team of the decades for sure. James Gore, 35-31 South Carolina. Man, I will sign up for that in a heartbeat. That would be what a win. I mean, honestly, if you're able to beat Florida, what a win. I mean, it turns the tide on your entire season if you can beat Florida. It flips the script on the entire season. Philip Carter Harris, my Red Sox were awful this year. JBJ probably not coming back, unfortunately. Yeah, the Red Sox had a rough season. Hey, 2 outs. We go. All right. Okay. Almost out of it. Trip Roche, playoff predictions for football, NFL. I mean, I think the teams to beat are the Ravens and the Chiefs. I mean, that's just, Ravens and Chiefs. So, Dom Nico, what if Tennessee has picked up where they left off last year as far as being a good team, considering we should have won? That means SC isn't as bad off as we think, right? I mean, listen, I don't think Tennessee is a horrible team or anything, but I'm also not crowning them as some elite. I mean, they're not a juggernaut. When you watch that game, did you really think Tennessee was that much better of a football team than South Carolina? I mean, I don't think so. Because I've seen a lot of Gamecock fans saying that. I mean, again, if you want to crown Tennessee, you're more than welcome to do so. But I don't think they're all that great, to be honest with you. I mean, somebody else put it beautifully. When you play Jarrett Garantano in Tennessee, you don't force a single turnover. You did not do your job as a defense. So that's concerning to me. In that regard, that we couldn't force a turnover off of Jarrett Garantano, who is a turnover machine at times. So, maybe you're right. I mean, you might be. I don't know. You might be right, but I'm not going to crown Tennessee. I'm not doing it. So, let's see. Volsteak, Auburn is going to kill Georgia. See, I think that's interesting. I think there's going to be a major overreaction to Georgia too. Like, I think Georgia's still very, very good. It was week 1. They look like crap. Yes. How about this? Get out of the inning, Max Fried. How about that? God. First and third, nobody out, and he gets out of it. How about that shit? What a guy. What a legend. Max Fried, what a legend. Let's see. James Gore, Florida's defense is just terrible. Again, I think this is going to be another overreaction from week 1 in the sense that maybe Florida's defense isn't fantastic, but they're going to be better. They're going to be better this week. I promise you. There's talent all over that defense. Lane Kiffin, who they just faced, schemed the hell out of him. He's an offensive genius. Again, I'm not saying we're not going to have any success. If they take away Shi Smith from South Carolina, I think it's going to be a very long day. Valerie Anderson Dreyer, who's your favorite all-time Brave? I've got Murphy and Chipper. Yeah, Chipper's definitely got to be one of them. I would say... I mean, you got to be Chipper Jones. Got to be Chipper Jones' favorite all-time Brave. Yeah. So, Trip Roche, do you think Tennessee will finish out the season better than last year's record? No, I think Tennessee's probably a 5-win team. Maybe 6. Probably a 5-win team. James Gore, Max Fried is overhyped. He will let up 5 earned runs by inning 6. LOL. I mean, I think Max Fried's pretty damn good, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I think Max Fried's pretty nasty. Philip Carter Harris, Tennessee's quarterback, was very inaccurate. Their third down offense was awful, and Carolina still lost. Yeah, I mean, that's when you look back at the stats, that's the most baffling thing is that South Carolina held. Let's see. Okay. South Carolina held Tennessee, 1 for 11 on third down and still lost the football game. That's hard to do. I mean, honestly, that is hard to do to still lose the game. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Jarrett Garantano definitely high on throws. I mean, it's just, it's tough to me because, like I said, I don't think South Carolina's going to win a football game, which they don't win the turnover margin, and you lose that one, 2-0. And sure enough, you lose the football game. And it was a turnover that cost you the game. One of the plays that cost you. I'm not going to pin it all on Cam Smith or on that punt, but really the two turnovers, again, they did cost you the game. Pick six and a fumble at the end when you needed the ball. So, I mean, Colin Tesh, how many we putting up on Saturday? Again, you're not going to like my answer. I don't think we do as well offensively Saturday as we did last week. Shi Smith is not going to have 10 catches again. He's just not. He's not going to have 10 catches again. So Florida's not going to allow him to have 10 catches again. So I think we're right at 17 to 20 points. James Gore, also, we need to find a way to get Birch and JJ on the field at the same time. I agree. I thought Birch looked good. Limited action. Obviously, JJ had a fantastic game. So, yeah, get all your playmakers, get all your athletes on the field, man. That's, absolutely 100%. So, Cody John, where was Doty and Joyner? Doty did not see the field. Joyner was out there but did not get targeted. Muschamp did say that Luke Doty is going to see action this week. So, in what capacity? What exactly does that mean? I don't know. So, what's wrong with the mic? The mic is messed up. Is that what I'm hearing? The mic is messed up. What's wrong with the mic? Hold on. Is the mic messed up? Is that a thing, or are you just saying that? I'm gonna figure it out. If my phone would ever load. Sound okay? Just making sure. I mean, we got somebody saying the mic's messed up. Mic check. Whoop. Sharp breaking balls. Swung out and missed. What the heck is that? In the regular season, 0 for his last 7. There was some question as to his availability. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 3 4. Mic check. Is it all good? Mic check. 1 2 1 2 3 4. It's kind of jumping in and out a little bit, isn't it? I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're good. All right. Sound is fine. All right. Let's see. James Gore needs to be thrown in at quarterback to throw in the uncertainty of Florida's defense. He can run and sling it. I mean, I get him on the field. If he's that good of an athlete, they're talking about he's your fastest player on the team. Yeah, he's got to get on the field. He has absolutely got to get on the field. Oh, here we go. This is much easier. Doty and the Wildcat. Philip Carter Harris says, I'd like it. Again, pull out all the stops this weekend. You got to pull out all the stops. You know what I mean? You're almost a 3-touchdown underdog. Why not? Be aggressive. I mean, you're coaching for your job anyways. Like, be aggressive with it. Who cares, man? Like, there's no reason to hold anything back. So, Will Collins, how many games will Muschamp need to win to keep his job? I mean, listen, I think 3 and 7 are better, and he's safe. Whether you like that or not, I mean, I obviously don't love that. If you go 3 and 7, I'd love to see a coaching change, but I think they'll probably try to justify and spin it that, because of the pandemic, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You go 2 and 8 or worse, man. And I know there's some people out there that tell you no matter what, he's back. And I know I've said that before too, but see, it's easy to say that. But if you actually go 2 and 8, it's going to be very hard, in my opinion, to bring him back. I don't see how you do it. I genuinely do not see how you do it, how you bring him back. So, I mean, we'll see. You never know. He might just be back either way. But like, for example, guys, if you go 0-10, you can't justify bringing him back as head coach. Cody John, is Brooks cleared to play? No, he is not. Jalen Brooks is still waiting on clearance in the NCAA, and I'm not optimistic because, I mean, it's the NCAA, so, I mean, who knows? Trip Roche, do you think Izzy will be back? I sure hope so. No, I do not. I think Izzy will go to the draft. Yep. I think Izzy, I'd be pretty shocked if he's back. We'll put it that way. I'd be absolutely shocked if Izzy's back. So, could be wrong, but I doubt it. Let's see. James Moore also, I'd like to see White a little more if our offensive line can hold up. He looked explosive when he found a little hole on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I like White. I like what I saw from him. I like the way he ran the football. I mean, he needs to touch the football for sure. Again, all three of those backs will play. I think out of Harris, Fenwick, and White, they're all going to touch the football. They're all going to play. I don't see this being a scenario this season where one guy is going to take the job. So, yeah, I think they're all going to play. So, Philip Carter Harris, they have 13 million reasons why to bring him back, unfortunately. Tanner should have never offered that contract extension. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's so stupid. The buyout, whoever negotiated that, just ridiculous, to be honest with you. Travis Young, look, it's been 5 years and Muschamp's defense is still subpar. I agree. That was my biggest takeaway from Saturday. I don't understand how the defense is still such an issue. You know, especially when you look at the way you've recruited, especially in the secondary, and the secondary still being a problem. I just don't understand it, man. I really don't. Let's see. James Gore, how do you think the game would have looked if we had Lloyd? It's tough to say. It is kind of tough to say. I mean, you have to like your chances a little more if you had Marshawn. I mean, again, I thought the offense, I mean, you have to think the running game would have been a little better, but the offensive line didn't do their job. That's the problem. Offensive line didn't do their job. So, I mean, how much better would it really have been? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. You know, it's unfortunate we won't get to see him, but it is what it is. I mean, he's out with an injury, and what are you going to do? So, Jonathan Moffrey, look at the running back situation next year. Yeah, I mean, you should have some great depth. I mean, obviously, depth should be good. I think obviously having Marshawn back is going to be a huge plus. Yeah, the mic is kind of finicky right now. I don't know what is going on. Anyways, James Gore, but he can catch the ball to the backfield or anywhere really, and that adds a target for Hill. Yeah, I thought Fenwick was great out of the backfield too, catching the football. I really like that dynamic of both White and Fenwick's games. I mean, I'm not saying Kevin Harris can't catch out of the backfield, but I don't think that's his strong suit. Whereas the other two guys do that. So yeah, I mean, I definitely getting the running backs involved in the passing game, I think is big for South Carolina as well. You just got to get creative. I mean, you really just have to get creative. So use all of your weapons. So LG2D3, was it just me or did our D-line look really small out there? They are a little bit undersized. Our D-line is a little bit undersized, yes. Trip Roche, and again, compared to the Tennessee O-line, who's huge and is very, very good. Yeah, so Trip Roche, most athletic player on our team right now. I would have to go. I mean, they said Luke Doty's the fastest. I mean, from the guys we've seen play, I'd have to say Shi Smith. I mean, James Gore Harris is more ground and pound. He isn't a really fast running back. Yeah, I agree. Travis Young, I think Coach Bobo will be our next head coach. I mean, I think if Muschamp got fired midseason, he'd be the I certainly think he would be the interim. I don't know about being the next legitimate head coach, but that would be interesting for sure. That would be very interesting. Anyways, taking your questions, comments. We got a little Braves baseball on today, too. Nothing, top of the second. Very excited to be talking to you guys here on a Wednesday. Again, going to be breaking down the Florida game for tomorrow's podcast a little bit later today. Also have a special guest coming on from the Florida Gator circuit, if you will, that's going to give some insight into that game as well. So should be fun. Also, some big-time guests lined up for next week. So very exciting times. Also, if you didn't hear, watch party Saturday at Overtime Bar and Grill. I will be going live pregame just like I did last week. I'll do that 11 to 11:30 on Saturday. Kickoff, obviously, at noon. Then I will go live immediately post-game. But watch party at Overtime Bar and Grill. Doors open at 11, so come on out. Going to be a really, really good time. Great drink specials, food specials. Yet again, I'll tell you guys, I had the wings at Overtime. Phenomenal. So good. Guys, come out just for the food even. Even if you don't care about the football game, you think we're going to lose, come out for the food. The food is bomb. So, yeah, really, really good stuff. If you guys are in the area, if you guys are in the city, there's no better place to watch the football game in the city, to watch college football, even watch the NFL, whatever. Fantastic venue. We had a fantastic time last weekend and looking forward to it this weekend as well. So, Phil Carter Harris, Bobo failed at Colorado State. We need a winner. Yeah, he wouldn't be my first choice to be the head coach. Put it that way. SEC football too. What is up, my man? Solo Bowen. Hopefully we can do to Florida what we did to Georgia last year. I mean, let me put it this way. I told somebody else this. I hope as well, but hope is not a strategy. So, Todd Smith, Doty, and Joyner had to be part of this week and are going forward for success. Yeah, I mean, you got to just get your best athletes on the field. I think you've got to get your best athletes out there. You got to get them touches. Find your playmakers, man. I mean, hey, it's great we have Shi Smith and you want to get him the ball, but in the meantime, we got to find other guys. I mean, for the long term of this season, you've got to find other weapons. You just have to. So, again, I think Florida is going to take away Shi Smith, and it'll be interesting to see if South Carolina can find anyone else. I mean, really, just bottom line. So, James Gore, appreciate the kind words, man. Twitter's a fun place. It is the Wild Wild West for sure. it is the Wild Wild West for sure, my friend. So we'll keep fighting the good fight. Let's see. Like I said, if you guys missed in the beginning, best bet for South Carolina, Florida, I released today. Just taking a look at the game, over-under set at 57.5. South Carolina right now. The line has continued to drop, by the way. It opened up. Carolina was a 22-point underdog. That line has since moved. South Carolina an 18-point underdog. And again, like I said at the beginning of this, and I said on the podcast, you guys might hate me for it, but I've got Gators minus 18. So I've got Gators minus 18. And I hate to say that, but I think that's that's what I'm rolling with. So that's what I'm rolling with. Solo Bowen, Fenwick looked good. I think Fenwick looked really good. He's also said Shi Smith will be a first-round guy. He's the only guy that can catch the ball on our team, him and Nick Muse. I mean, I thought Leggett looked decent. I thought Leggett had a decent game. Not bad. Not bad. So I thought Leggett had a decent game, to be totally honest with you. Let's see. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, anyways, taking your questions, comments, everything else. Let's see. Todd Smith, I'm just curious to see how much longer the Board of Trustees and retainer will allow Muschamp to continue coaching. Yeah, the weird thing is, and I've heard this from different people, guys, the big money at South Carolina still likes Muschamp, which is very concerning. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It is extremely concerning to hear that. SEC football tube, sadly, I think they cover. It's called being realistic, no hate needed. Yeah, I mean, listen, we all want to see South Carolina win, but if you're asking me to make a realistic pick, I don't think South Carolina's the play. I mean, they might cover, but I don't think that's the play. I don't think that's the play in the game. So, yeah, I think Gators cover -18. Todd Smith, 42-14, Florida. Yeah, I mean, I could certainly see it. I could certainly see it, no question. Solo Bowen, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Brace Haney, what is the minimum amount of rushing yards you think we'll need to pull out a win? 150. To pull out a win, 150, no question. You got to be able to run the football effectively. I mean, and that's truly, in my opinion, running it effectively. If you're going to win the game, yeah. Look at this. We got baseball at 2, 5, and 10. You got Marlins, Cubs at 2, Cards, Pods at 5, and Brewers, Dodgers at 10 o'clock. I'll be damned. And Braves going on right now. What a day for baseball. Mark Griffiths. Why do we not utilize the Carry-On Joiner more? I mean, he was on the field. I was surprised he didn't touch the football, but I don't know. I don't know. Great question. Philip Carter Harris, I don't understand the people that continue to defend Champ at this point. You can want a new direction for the program and still support our players. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for our players. I mean, that's really the way I look at it. I feel bad for our players because we do have talent. I really believe we do. I don't know how you can look at this roster because, I've seen people comment that, oh, my God, who would want to come here? It's a total rebuilding job. I'm like, what are you talking about? This, to me, is a 6-win roster. There's no question. It's a 6-win roster. That's why I feel bad for the players, honestly. So, no, I think there's a lot of talent on this football team. You're not getting the most out of it right now. Solo Bowen, proud of the way the guys played in the second half, didn't give up defense, gave the offense a chance to win the game. Yeah, I agree. I know, listen, I'm proud of the way the guys battled. I mean, because when the game got to 21-7, they could have folded up. I mean, you could have folded, whatever. I was proud of the guys fighting back, battling through adversity, getting it to a tie game, getting it to a fourth quarter game. I was very, very happy with that. So, let's see. SEC football team, what will be your reaction be if the Gamecocks do the unthinkable again? I mean, it'd be ecstatic. I'd be ecstatic. I mean, really, my reaction would be holy hell, and I would be celebrating for sure. Let's see. Todd Smith, I liked your comment the other day that said we need an offensive-minded younger coach. I also like Tori Gurley coming about killers don't sleep on silk sheets. There's a lot of truth in that. Yeah. No, I think you do need a younger offensive-minded guy. Not necessarily a ton younger, but you need an offensive-minded football coach. Football is all offense. You saw it last year with LSU. I mean, listen, I understand defense wins championships, but if you can't score, you can't win in football today. If you can't score, you can't win. So, Graham Holden, Izzy looked very concerning in the first half. Yeah, I mean, the entire secondary, outside of JC, the entire secondary had its issues. Ryan Clark, going to be a long day down at the swamp. Going to get more people involved in the passing game and got to run the football. I agree, 110%. He also says, I feel like our play calling has been mediocre over the years and make questionable calls in crunch time. Well, that's why you hired Mike Bobo, man, to fix the play calling. So I thought he got a passing grade for me for week 1. I didn't think the play calling was all that bad. But yeah, you got to run the ball, man. You average just like two yards a carry against Tennessee. It has to be so much better than that. The offensive line got to play better. That entire group's just got to play better, period. I mean, if your offensive line plays like they did against Tennessee, our offense won't do shit this week. I mean, really, to be honest with you. Preston White, Hill played good, but did miss some checkdowns under pressure. Yeah, listen, dude. I mean, he didn't play a perfect game, but again, he got a passing grade from me. I have no problems with the way Colin Hill played. Solo Bowen, hey, at least my Falcons won't lose Sunday, quote unquote. Yeah, they just might lose Monday instead. And if you're a Falcons fan, boy, I genuinely feel bad for you. You've got to fire Dan Quinn, man. Philip Carter Harris, Muschamp is likable. He graduates players. The team GPA is high. Maybe this is why the donors like him, but the results on the field aren't there. It's all about winning on Saturdays. Muschamp does everything else right except winning on. And dude, I was telling somebody else this last night. I feel bad for Muschamp to an extent. I really do. Because, like, I don't think that he doesn't work hard. Like, I think Muschamp works his tail off. He recruits his tail off. But for whatever reason, bro, it just does not click on Saturdays for him. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's missing, but it just doesn't click, man. And I guess the only thing I would say is not everybody's meant to be a head football coach. I mean, maybe that's just what it comes down to. Not everybody's meant to be a head coach. So that's the only thing I can think of. Graham Holden, say what you want, but I could see us keeping it close. I could also see us getting curb stomped too, so we will see. I mean, yeah, if certain things happen and break one way here or there, and you get some turnover and you play good red zone defense, and yeah, I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we could keep it close. I'm just not expecting it. Bryson Haney, if there's one player assigned to key in on Kyle Pitts, who do you think the staff will choose to use? It's either got to be Izzy or JC, man. It's got to be Izzy or JC. I'd probably say Izzy because he's long and can stack up and measure up with Kyle Pitts. Ryan Clark, how long do we roll with Colin Hill as QB1? As long as Colin Hill is healthy, he's the starting quarterback on the football team. Bottom line. So Solo Bowen, Colin Hill looked good for his first game. I agree. Again, he got a passing grade from me. I thought he looked solid. SEC football too, not trying to look ahead or anything, but do you think the Ole Miss South Carolina game could look similar to the game in 2018? Yeah, for sure. High scoring game, kind of last team with the ball in sort of thing. Yeah, definitely for sure. Philip Carter Harris, he's a great D coordinator and recruiter. Yeah, I mean, for sure. He for sure is. Like I said, I almost feel bad for him that it just, it hasn't clicked on Saturdays. But at the end of the day, that's what you're judged on. All the other stuff is nice to haves. Winning is a must have. You got to win. You got to win. You know what I mean? You just have to win. So, and he hasn't done enough of that. And again, it's unfortunate, but he just simply has not done enough of it. So. Oh, that's this Saturday. Shit. Let's see. Tommy McClellan, I think we will play well early and maybe even have the lead into the fourth quarter, but we don't have what it takes to win close games. Man, I mean, honestly, I'd sign up for that right now. I just sign up for a fourth quarter game on Saturday, man. I really would at this point. Savannah Webster, are we expecting Izzy and Horn to go NFL after this year, or might they stay since this year doesn't count for eligibility? I think they probably both go. I mean, if they both have the type of years they're expecting to have, they both play well, I think they go 100%. Jeff Huffman, any fear that Helinski looks to transfer if he doesn't get to play much this year? Yes. I think 100%. If Colin Hill stays healthy, plays well this season, I think Ryan's going to transfer. That's just my guess. I could be totally wrong. I could be off, but that's what I think will probably happen. So you never know. Maybe he'll come back. I mean, I have no idea. It's just a guess. But I have to think on the flip side, Ryan Helinski wants to play, doesn't he? He don't want to sit on the bench his entire career, so I think he's going to want to play. Sean Purdy, Bobo has one game and the offense wasn't the problem. Our problem is the O-line. Yeah, O-line has got to play better, bro. They have got to play better. Ryan Clark, who do you see us getting wins against? I still feel pretty good with my 3-7 prediction. I think, I think Vandy, Mizzou, and Ole Miss I could still see being the 3 wins. So I'm going to stick with a 3-7 prediction. Savannah Webster, who you got in the Auburn-Georgia game? Give me Georgia at home between the hedges. I think they're much better than they showed week 1. That defense will be the reason they win the game. I think Georgia pulls out a close one at home. SEC football, too, but I hate that I'll have to wait until the Vanderbilt game to bring out the trash can, but better to wait 1.5 weeks than never, LOL. Yeah. Graham Holden watched the game against Tennessee back a second time, putting emotions to the side. And I'm very excited about how this offense moved in the second half, but need other players to step outside of Shy. Yeah, again, that's my biggest fear going into this Florida game offensively is that, again, do you really think Florida is going to let South Carolina just force feed Shi Smith all afternoon? I mean, Shi Smith is not going to have 10 catches again. I don't think he will. So you've just simply got to find guys outside of Shi Smith. I like what Leggett showed you. Who else? I mean, those are the only two receivers that even touched the football on Saturday. So get Rico Powers involved, get Dak Joyner, get Luke Doty, Jakari Caldwell, somebody. You got to find somebody else. WB Prothman. So I'm still one of the few that at least hopes Muschamp does well. How much of it is playing in the SEC? Not so much he's getting it done. Dude, here's the thing, too. Just your first point. I don't think there's anybody who is pulling for Muschamp to lose games, because then that means you're pulling for South Carolina to lose games. Dude, I said this on social media, and I'll say it. Muschamp's here for the next 10 years. Because if he is, that means he's winning. I don't care who the head coach is. I just want to win football games. I don't think anybody is pulling for South Carolina to lose. Like, nobody's doing that. They just want to see us win. Damn, man. Braves had a chance there to get a run in and freaking Trevor Bauer. Damn it. Adam Ritter, do you think we'll lose on Saturday? Yes, I will be picking Florida to win the game, especially when I just said my best bet is Florida minus 18. Ryan Clark, thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys? We'll see. I'm not a huge NFL guy, but overall, pretty good team. Dusty Rhodes, does Dak Joyner finally have a breakout at wide receiver on Saturday? They got to throw it to him. They got to throw it to him first. Sean Purdy, when we get Jalen Brooks, look out, LOL. Yeah, I mean, he's got to get eligible first. I don't. The fact we're depending on the NCAA is not comforting. Robbie Jennings, punting game. Give us your thoughts on that. Yeah, Kai did not have a good first game. I think he'll be better, but he did not have a good first game. Special teams as a whole was brutal, which was so shocking because Muschamp preached for weeks how we were locked in on special teams, and then we looked like we did. So you got to be better on special teams. Savannah Webster, in a perfect world, would Muschamp demote himself to defensive coordinator if we got a new head coach? Or has the defense not even consistent enough for that? No, I think you just have to clean house. I mean, you got to get rid of him. So, Graham Holden, coming out party for Leggett this weekend, or even a touchdown. You need him. You need him to. I thought he had a solid week one. He should get more opportunities because, again, I think they're going to try to take away Shi Smith. That should leave Leggett one-on-one. Could have a big day because of it. Who knows? Marion R26. Ooh, excuse me, guys. I feel like last year's offense doesn't come back when we get down 21-7. You might be right. You might be right. Philip Carter Harris, out of all the games we will be underdogs against, who do we have the best chance of beating? That's a good question. Probably Texas A&M. I think maybe at home. Kentucky. You'll be a dog against Kentucky. Brayson Haney, if we get completely destroyed by 50 in the first three quarters, do they put in Doty at quarterback in the fourth just to see what he can do? Who knows? I mean, do they put in Ryan? I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? It's really tough to say. Yeah, I think we'll see some shuffling for sure. Ryan Clark, predictions for the national championship. I mean, I hate to say it, but Clemson. I think it'll probably be Clemson and maybe Ohio State, maybe Alabama. I mean, I think the playoff, you're looking at probably Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, and Georgia is what I'm thinking. So, Michael Martin, I don't think we're expecting us to lose. We rarely have a game where we can go today's a win. Every game, we have to hold our breath till the clock goes zero. That's what is sad. Yeah, I mean, Savannah Webster, you think maybe we focused on Shi to open up more wide receiver play against Florida? I think we just focused on Shi because he was open. I think we focused on Shi because he was open, and he's our most dependable wide receiver. I mean, we have to focus on him. So, Graham Holden Horn gets his first pick this week. I'm calling. I hope so. I thought he'd have one against Tennessee, but they didn't even go to him. So I hope to see it. I really do. Jerry Withrow, do you think we can beat LSU? Can we? Sure. Will we? No. I don't think so. I mean, listen, I think there's no reaction to LSU's just a terrible team. I mean, LSU got beat because the quarterback threw for 623 yards. Like, are we going to do that? No. So I think that'll be an extremely tough game. Savannah, Webster, Ohio State, Bama, Clemson, and then Florida or Georgia. Oh, yeah. Why did I say Georgia? I think Florida for sure. Florida in the playoff, not Georgia. Yeah. So Philip Carter Harris, being an underdog against Kentucky in football still makes me sick. That's a great way to highlight how far this program has fallen. Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that one. For sure. It's like I have other stuff to do today, but it is so tempting to just sit down and just watch the Braves game all day. Really is. It really is. But I will not be doing that. I will not be doing that. Graham Holden, crazy to me how number 5 was on lock all game when Horn was on him, but as soon as Cam was on him, he scored the touchdown down the sideline. Yeah, I mean, again, love the kid, think he'll be better, he'll bounce back, but call a spade a spade. Cam Smith had a terrible game. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. Oof. SEC football tube. South Carolina has fought well against Florida for 3 years, but not in the fourth. If we somehow have the lead in the fourth quarter, then we have to finish the game. I mean, yeah, you think, 2018, obviously you had the brutal letdown game in which you had a huge lead and, Felipe Franks let them back. 2019 last year, back and forth game, fourth quarter game, and you just, kind of fell apart late. So, Dusty Rhodes, your feelings on former players coaching against us, it burns my ass up. Yeah. So I saw the post that Shaq Wilson and Byron Jardo and those guys put up. They're on the Tennessee strength staff. It just feels like a slap in the face. It feels like a slap in the face for sure. So, what are you going to do? Savannah Webster, Ole Miss had some good plays against the Florida defense. You think Ole Miss just has talent, or Florida defense caught sleeping early? Yeah, week one, the week one knocking off the dust. I think that their defense will play better. I think Ole Miss also with Lane Kiffin. I think he's one of the best offensive minds in the country. So, Ryan Clark, is Luke our starting quarterback next year? I agree. Helinski transfers. Who is better of the two? Well, here's the thing. Here's the kicker. I think Colin Hill's back next year. So I don't know that Luke's our starting quarterback or not, but, I just think if Colin Hill stays healthy this entire year and Ryan doesn't play, I wouldn't be shocked if Ryan transferred. We'll see. Again, it's just a guess, but wouldn't be shocked. Graham Holden, would you say this Florida team is pretty much the same team we played last year and competed with just based off returning players? I think they're better. I think, you think about it. Kyle Trask, year one to year two, I think certainly he's a better player. I think Florida's better. So, Graham Holden, man, Colin puts some zip on the ball. Yeah. When he's got time to throw, he's got a good arm. He has a legitimate arm for sure. So, like I said, I had no problems with the way Colin Hill played. None. I thought he played well. He had a passing grade for me. He got a passing grade for me in his first game. So, let's see. Savannah Webster, why can't we commit to a mobile quarterback? Dak Doty even back with McElwain. Yeah, I'm of the camp. I think long term, to have long term success and to have big success, you need a mobile quarterback. I agree. I'm not saying you can't win games with a Colin Hill or a Ryan Helinski, but again, I just think the recipe for success at South Carolina is a mobile quarterback. I think you need it. I think you need a mobile quarterback. So. Brother Michael Cavalier, do you think we see Doty? Also, do you think the staff makes more adjustments to put pressure on Trask to make quick decisions? I think, Muschamp said we're going to see Doty. I'm expecting him to get on the field, at least more than he did last week, which is none. And staff to make adjustments. I think you're going to see a lot of different blitzes. I'm sure Will Muschamp and T-Rob are going to scheme it up, but you're going to have to. Getting pressure on Kyle Trask is going to be a major thing. Touchdowns to home runs. Hey, TSUS, I got my own YouTube channel. We got about 1,650 subs, and I'm starting to do my own Gamecock post-game shows. I'm a big fan of your channel. Appreciate it, man. What advice can you give to help make a successful show? Just be yourself. Have fun with it. Be authentic to yourself, and I'd say be consistent. You know what I mean? Be consistent. So, but yeah, just have fun with it, man. Be yourself. Be yourself. So don't be afraid to let your personality out. But hey, man, shoot, I need to get to your level in subs. We're not even at 1,000 yet. Need to get to 1,000. I think we're just under. Yo, sorry about that. I was trying to scroll and it went back. It went off of the screen there. Let's see. WB Prothman, how well does Doty spin the ball? Is he a true dual threat? Yes, I believe so. Lance, this team is way better than last year's team. I think we'll find out as time goes, but there's some things I like from week one. Graham Holden, I can't believe in the past year we've had Joyner at wide receiver and not even ran one double pass play. Yeah, I'd like to see us get creative and use him. So, let's see. Travis Rowell, mystery how we can't develop our players that are 3 and 4 stars. All points back to coach, and I've been rooting for Coach Boone this whole time. However, it's just not clicking. Yeah, it doesn't feel like we're getting the most out of the talent on the roster. You know what I mean? And that's that's just being honest. It doesn't feel like we're developing those guys as much as we should be. Ryan Clark, is this supposed to be our best D under Muschamp? Yeah, wouldn't you think so? Year 5. It's you would certainly think so. Graham Holden, and now we got potentially 3 quarterbacks on the field this weekend. So many tricks you can do with that. Yeah, I agree. Travis Ruel, how about Connor Shaw, the coach? That would be interesting and probably not expected, but dude is a winner. Yeah. John Gibbs, if you can't those specific players, you have to scheme around your talent. Can't make a pocket pass or do mobile things. Again, it's coaching. I don't think they know how to use and develop the players. You got to play to your strengths, play to what you got. That's what you have to do. Yeah, sorry for the blackout there, guy. Again, I was trying to scroll up and down. It went backwards. So, touchdown home runs. Appreciate it, man. I'm from up in Toronto, and it's hard to get good Gamecock content up here, so I love watching your videos. Shout out to Toronto. I appreciate you, man, for sure. Appreciate it. Any questions you have ever, just hit me up. Phil Carter Harris, Muschamp's hackers got you for a second trying to pull down the feed. No, that was on me. I was trying to scroll and look at the questions and hit the back button on accident. So, got about 7 minutes here. Again, taking your questions, comments. Again, like I said, I put up my best bet for South Carolina, Florida. I think the best bet in this one, unfortunately, Gators covering the 18 points. I think it's about a 20-point game. And like I said, unfortunately, I just don't feel good about it. I wish I could say different. I wish I could say I felt good. But don't. So, hopefully I'm proven wrong. I hope, we come out there and we run the football well. Colin Hill plays plays a fantastic game for us, and you find some other weapons on the outside. And then obviously defensively, can you limit Kyle Trask? Can you limit Kyle Pitts? I hope and pray, but I'm not optimistic it'll happen. That's why I've got the Gators minus 18. So that's my pick for the weekend. And like I said, I'll have my official score prediction on Friday. But yeah, so Savannah Webster, I'm watching with some Gator friends in Florida. Pray for me. Yeah, I don't envy you. We will be watching at the watch party Saturday at Overtime Bar and Grill. Again, just to remind you, if you are in the city, you want to come watch the game, great place to do so. Going to be a really good time. I'll be going live pregame yet again, 11 to 11:30. Just talking about the game, obviously giving my last-minute thoughts, taking your questions and everything, and then we'll be live post-game yet again, just as I was after the Tennessee game. Philip Carter Harris, thoughts and prayers, Savannah. Jerry Withrow, excuse me. Georgia, Auburn, who do you think? I got Georgia in a really close one. I think being at home between the hedges, give me the Dogs to win a really close game. I think their defense plays really, really, really well. How about the Masters coming up in a month, by the way? How about that? November, we got the Masters. That's insane. Let's see. John Gibbs, 2014 with Deshaun tore his ACL, and they had to put Stout back in. They changed everything and beat OU by at least 20. Hate to even mention this, but truth hurts, and if they can do it, then why can't we? I don't know, man. I don't know. Jerry Withrow, which one do you think will be closer? Oh, will be closer to Georgia or Auburn? Definitely Auburn. Definitely Auburn, in my opinion. Carolina Titan, unfortunately, Urick is done. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, listen, I Jay Urick is his future is going to be so much bigger than football. You know what I mean? With everything he's doing with his nonprofits and stuff like that. Yeah. So WB Props, we need to come to Sage during the Masters. What y'all got going on at Sage? What's going on at Sage during Masters week? What's going on? Let's see. How crazy would it be if we beat Auburn? Yeah, it'd be nuts. I mean, it'd be freaking nuts for sure. Like I said, not too optimistic about it, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Go Bravos. Woo! Let's go Braves. Yes. Got the tomahawk. Let's go. Markakis with the bomb? Nope, foul ball. Okay. Nothing game. Bottom of the third. SEC football too. Appreciate you tuning in as always, my friend. Appreciate it. Gamecocks supporting Gamecocks. You just love to see it. You just love to see it. Again, we'll be live obviously tomorrow and Friday, 12 to 1, 11 to 11:30 a.m. on Saturday pregame, immediately following postgame. Then obviously you guys know the drill, noon to 1 every day next week. So very excited. And like I said, my plan is to every single game do a pregame and postgame stream like this before the game. So getting last-minute thoughts, questions out of the way. I think it's really fun. And obviously post-game Saturday was insane. I think there were like 500 or 600 people tuned in live, which was crazy. So I do want to say I appreciate you guys making this a huge success because it has been a huge success. I've enjoyed doing it. You guys tuning in, asking questions, stuff like that. I think it's a really nice change up. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Carolina Titan, I feel we never really utilized Urick and think he could have helped us offensively in the past. I mean, yeah, tough to say, tough to say. I mean, I don't know. So I think we've had a lot of offensive talent or talent in general we haven't utilized the correct way. Brayson Haney, I feel we aren't disciplined as a team, period. Thoughts? There were definitely times Saturday we were not disciplined. I'd love to attribute some of it to week one, and those are just some week one issues. But, yeah, man, I mean, an unsportsmanlike conduct, catching a fair catch at the 4-yard line, just stupid little silly mistakes that in the long run ultimately cost you a football game. So, we'll see if it continues. I mean, I don't want to sit here and say we're just a terribly undisciplined football team. I think we made just some bad undisciplined mistakes. And you can't do that especially when it's such a 50-50 toss-up game and every little thing matters. You can't do that in a game like you did against Tennessee. You just can't do it. You just can't do it and win the football game. So, Philip Carter Harris, with this all-SEC schedule, my game day drinking is definitely going to increase. Yeah, trust me, I hear you on that one. So, again, got about 30 seconds, guys, in closing. Appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate the questions as always. Again, go check out the podcast if you haven't, talking about the SEC gambling picks, my best bet. Also did talk about the Sherrod Green injury a little bit as well. But tomorrow's show, full breakdown of the Florida game. Friday's show, we'll be giving my prediction for the game on Saturday. And again, Overtime Bar and Grill this weekend, the watch party. Just want to remind you guys, and also live pregame, live postgame for the game against Florida, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks so much.